Welcome to the full moon in Leo, guys. Full moon in Leo. This is such a good energy. We're going to dive straight into it. I'm going to open up my notes here. Full moon in Leo is one of my faves. If you have a lot of fire or air in your chart, yeah, Leo full moon is a good vibe. It's a good vibe for everybody, honestly, because what is Leo? Leo is about fun. It's about the heart. It's about tapping into your creative passions, shining your light, like all of these really delicious, good feeling things. It's all about the self as well. So Leo, sometimes gets a bit of a bad rap for being selfish or like hogging the spotlight, but in a healthy way, we all need to embrace that part of ourselves. We all need to be a little bit selfish, as in like loving yourself, like self-love type of energy. So okay, let's dive into the details here. So this full moon landing February 1st, 2026, 5:09 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Adjust to your time zone accordingly at 13 degrees of Leo. So this is also the Aries degree. Extra fiery, extra passionate, extra me. Like, I want what I want. I know what I want. I'm not afraid to ask for it. I'm not afraid to stand out. Yeah. And like, let's take action. Let's be bold. Let's be brave. Yeah. So first and foremost, guys, so check if you have any planets or important points like the ascendant, descendant, the IC, the MC, your north or south node around 13 degrees of Leo. You can give or take like 3 degrees on either side of that. As well, if you have anything around 13 degrees of Aquarius, Scorpio, and Taurus, because this will either be opposing that or squaring that energy. So that'll be activating those placements a little more than the rest of us. So number one, check if you've got planets or important points around 13 Leo. Number two, what house does Leo rule in your birth chart? Okay? Because that's the area that is being more activated, that's being highlighted at this time. If you don't know, then you can look right in the description below. There is a link to book a personal reading. Let's do a personal reading and figure that out, shall we? All right, so swinging back around, full moon in Leo energy, creativity, personal expression, really playful, having fun. It's really charismatic and confident, like being really bold and courageous, right? It's represented by not only the sun as the ruling planet, shining its light, giving life to all of humanity, but also the lion, right? Being bold and confident and courageous. So unafraid of being seen for your skills, your talents, your gifts, really generous. True Leos in their highest vibration are very generous. They want to help everybody. They'll give you the shirt off their back, okay? True blue, like heart of gold, okay? Yeah, take a moment during this full moon, the days before, the days after, around it. Take a moment to steal the spotlight, or step into the spotlight for a moment. In general, people might be more audacious, more bold, more outspoken, and a little more dramatic as well. So there could be a little bit of that erratic. It is a full moon, and full moons are always like the height of our emotions and our energies, so emotions might be a little loud. And how you really feel just might be really, really loud. So Leo on the dark side is like, really dramatic and telling you how they feel. So telling you why they're right. But not only is it just like a full moon in Leo, so this lunation, what makes it special? So, okay, the ruler of this moon is actually the sun, as I mentioned. So, and the sun is in Aquarius with a massive Aquarius stellium. So, a stellium is like a cluster of a lot of planets and points in one area. So, we have the sun, Pluto, Mars, Venus, Mercury, all the inner planets, Mars, Venus, Mercury. This is like our thoughts, our actions, our drive, our desires, like the most tangible things of daily life in Aquarius energy. So we have this huge Aquarius stellium. This is like, juxtapose the full moon in Leo. It's a big highlight of like being really authentic, your authentic self-expression. It's got to be authentic, it's got to be original, it's got to be like really what makes you independent, what makes you unique, what makes you a little weird and quirky, so much that it's actually your gift. And it's actually something people can appreciate, people can love, you can actually use as a gift to the world. So really shining a light on our unique traits, what makes us stand out, and how you showing up in the world unapologetically you, how that actually serves the greater good, right? Because we need all of us to be uniquely who we are. We all bring a different piece of the puzzle. So the more that you shine that, and even if it's for no reason other than to put a smile on someone's face or someone enjoying like some art or some music, like these things are not useless, right? These add a lot of beauty and depth and richness into our world, into our daily lives. So, Aquarius, all that big Aquarius energy we have going on right now is all about humanity, the, society at large, and this like responsibility, not thinking about ourselves. But Leo is all about the self. So bringing these energies together, how can you be yourself and it benefit humanity? Okay? So this, I'm getting like a really clear image of like when celebrities put on a concert for charity. You know what I mean? So win-win, that kind of thing. That's the vibe. Also, okay, this lunation is the last lunation before eclipse season officially begins. Technically, from this point on, at like the eclipse portal, it's open, baby. It's been open for like a couple weeks. But especially from the lunation before the first eclipse until the lunation after the second eclipse. So this is a big window. It's like 6 weeks. No manifesting, no trying to force your will into anything. This is the time when we step back, we allow the universe to reveal new doorways, new pathways. We allow the universe to come in and shake things up in our lives like a bit of an Etch-a-Sketch and be like, you know what, that timeline that you were on, we're done. And especially with this eclipse season, because this eclipse season, not only is it an eclipse season, but the North and South Node are beginning to shift into new energy. So this will be the first eclipse of the Leo Aquarius axis. So we've been having eclipses in Pisces, Virgo. We still have some. It's kind of like in between these two. The old, and we're beginning to see the new, and it's going to be kind of bouncing between these two until it fully shifts into Leo Aquarius. So we have the new moon in Aquarius that will be an eclipse, and that'll be really activating like all of this Aquarius energy we have right now. Yeah, once we get into that eclipse, like probably from this full moon to that eclipse, that new moon in Aquarius, because that's the Leo and Aquarius axis, I think like right in between there, actually, we're going to see a lot of new themes. And then, of course, in between the actual eclipses, we will see a lot of change, as we always do. Especially with Pluto in Aquarius. Pluto in Aquarius has already, since 2023, been ushering us into this age of Aquarius, which is all about power to the people. A lot of public unrest, civil unrest, protests, and the people being completely fed up with the powers that should not be. That's quite literally the theme. You see where we're lining up here, right? In current time, we're only a couple years into that transit, Pluto in Aquarius. It's a 20-year transit. So now we are going to be opening up eclipses with the North Node in Aquarius and South Node in Leo, starting February 17th, when we get that first Aquarius eclipse. So, a lot of change. Coming back to this full moon. This is the last lunation that you can use, that you can work with, that you can set kind of intentions around this full moon. What you want to release, what you want to work on releasing around that Leo energy. Stick around until the end. I'm going to bring in some journal questions to help us get clear on how to work with that Leo energy and that Leo full moon. So yeah, this full moon, opening eclipse season. Big energy. Expect a lot of change from here for the next at least 6 weeks. Also worth mentioning, so shortly after this full moon goes exact, we're going to be having a grand trine. We've got Uranus at the end of Taurus, we've got Saturn at the end of Pisces, and as planets start to move through Aquarius and move out of Aquarius, when they get to those final degrees of Aquarius, they're going to create this grand trine with Uranus and Saturn. So this is very supportive energy. It's allowing a lot of change. I keep talking about change, and I honestly, like, that is the theme. That really is the theme, because we have a lot of Aquarius going on, and we have eclipses, and we have really huge transits in general going on in the month of February. The name of the game is just pure change, guys. Like, when you're watching this video, I want you to come back to this video in about 2 months. So we're at the beginning of February. If you come back to this at the beginning of April, I want you to comment like how your world has changed. Do me a solid, come back and do that. Do me a favor and do that, okay? I want to know, because I'm gonna promise you, as your astrology bestie, your astrology big sister, that it's gonna change. Whatever Aquarius rules and whatever Aries rules. Also Gemini, honorable mention for sure. So this grand trine, really supportive change. Supportive also for the collective. So what we see happening in the world right now, as I record this video, right, we have a lot of horrible chaos going on in Iran, where the people are fighting against their government and being slaughtered like sheep. We still have a war with Ukraine and Russia, genocides going on, Nigeria, Sudan, there's chaos in Myanmar, Venezuela recently going through a massive shift with Trump taking over, Maduro, all of those things. So that's the backdrop that we have right now, and expect that within a month to 2 months, within the next month. But 2 months later, like, the world stage to have completely shifted. Completely shifted. We're going to be in a new gear for sure. So, keeping that in mind, coming back to that grand trine, Uranus, Saturn, like Venus, Mercury, and then later on the sun later in February, really allowing us to build authentic, to make really big, authentic, bold moves, big change that is much more aligned with who we are, that's much more real, like meaningful, soulful, also very grounded though, like big change that is grounded, right? Uranus in Taurus, Saturn in Pisces. So these are really like big changes, but they're meaningful and they're actually grounded to shift the foundation for what we want to bring in the future. And the future might be coming a little faster than we think, especially with the eclipse season coming. So this is going to start knocking those fated eclipse moves into place. A lot of things are just going to start to move. Okay, so use this lunation to get really clear on how you shine your light with your greatest gifts, how your unique talents, your innate gifts light up the world, how they help others, how that provides something to the world, whether it's just entertainment, joy, art, a helping hand, guidance, strength. These are all key Leo words. And I'm going to leave us now with some journal questions to really reflect on this full moon in Leo, what it's revealing to us, and how we can work with this energy. So what you want to start releasing either over the next 2 weeks until that new moon in Aquarius, or until the next 6-month cycle when we get to the new moon in Leo. I'm going to suggest really envisioning that 6-month mark because this is happening right before that eclipse in Aquarius, shifting into Leo in Aquarius. So eclipse energy has a much longer storyline. The nodes go through a sign every 2 years, 2.5 years. So these are going to be big stories. These are going to be long stories that keep unfolding. And the South Node moving into Leo later this year is going to be the ultimate full moon in Leo energy, about releasing around that Leo energy, releasing the things that really stand in the way, the toxic traits around Leo, or the ways in which we shy away from that authentic Leo expression and hold ourselves back from expressing it or express it in a negative way. Okay, so enough. I could go on and on and on, guys. I'm really fired up today. So journal question number 1. Simple. What is authentic to you? And are you hiding it? What is authentically like a core value of yours or a trait of who you are? What are your core values? What things do you really fucking love? What do you feel like you would love, you want to do more of, you wish you could do more of, you wish you could explore? What are those authentic passions? And are you hiding that? Okay, question number 2. What is a creative calling you've been putting aside until now? What's calling you? Okay, question number 3. Where are you playing small? Where are you hiding? Where are you playing so freaking small, girl? What part of your life? Oops, let's go back. Okay, question number 4. How good does it feel when you are shining in your element? Okay, how do you move in the world when you're operating from that energy and that space, when you are in the vibe, in the zone, in your element, when you are just shining in your gifts, in your talents, in your vibe? How does it feel, and how do you move in the world from that energy? Think about that. Number 5. I'm so fired up today, guys. I went to the gym this morning, which I never do, and it just might become a thing. So, okay. Number 5, how could you show up bigger and brighter and more authentically you? Okay? How can you do that? Let's get really practical. Let's get really tangible. How can you start? What is a little thing that you could start today to show up a little bit bigger, a little bit brighter, a little more authentic? Where in your life could you show up bigger and brighter and more authentically you? Okay, number 6. Where can you open your heart to let more love in without side-eyeing it, without questioning it, just accepting it and knowing that you deserve it? So where can you open your heart to let more love in? And these are really good, guys. If you ever can't think of an answer, your mind is your conscious mind and your ego is taking over. It's good to just close your eyes, take 2 deep belly breaths, and ask yourself this question again. So, where can you open your heart to let more love in? Where can you be more openly deserving of love? And last question, number 7. So where do you need to embody more self-love? And I'm going to give you an astrology hint. So what house does Leo rule? Okay? What house does Leo rule? That's going to tell you where you shine naturally. Okay? And so that's where you need to pour more of your heart into and embody more courageousness, more boldness, more unapologetically you, more self-love. Okay? So tell me below, guys, what does Leo rule in your chart? What are you releasing to let more love into your life? What are you releasing to allow yourself to be more bold and brighter as you move through the world? That's what I want to know. Comment down below. Also, if you would like a personal reading, you can book directly. All the information is in the description box below. Happy full moon in Leo, guys. Enjoy. Mwah. See you in the next video.